Oh, hi, Andrew.
Hello, how are you?
I'm good, thanks. How are you?
Good, good, thank you. Oh,
Thank you for joining in today.
that is all right. I'm looking forward to that. How have you been?
I've been good. And yourself?
Good. Yeah. I just had a catch up with Rich Ellis this morning for a small podcast on that PT graduate podcast. So yeah, that was a bit of fun.
Oh, awesome. I look forward to hearing it.
Yeah. So we talked all things training and business and adaptiveness and um, in the PT setting and how to sort of take on board um, business transformation surrounding COVID, which was a bit of fun. Yeah, I'm glad that we did that.
Oh, awesome.
Yeah, that was that pip in the background. One moment, I'll just get pip out of the way.
Yes, I'm entertaining money with a Kong at the moment.
Ah, yes, yeah, fill it with peanut butter.
Yes, absolutely.
There you go. There you go. There you go. There you
Hi, Tash and Abby. Thanks for joining. So I'll just wait and see if anyone else jumps on.
How's your day been, Jessee?
Oh, it's been good, thanks. And congratulations again to you, Tash.
Thank you. Real exciting.
Yeah, awesome. Really awesome. How's your day been?
Yeah, good. I've just gotten back from Oamaru. So I worked this morning, then took my son up to get his to sit as restricted, and he passed. So
Yay!
yeah, freedom for myself. I think I've been driving kids for 18 years.
Oh, yeah, you'll be
Yeah.
glad that he can have some independence. I'm sure he's
Uh,
excited about that too.
yeah, he's just left the house in his wee old school BMW. So yeah, fun.
Nice. I remember those days. When you first got
Yeah.
your license.
How's your day been?
It's good. Actually, I did some judging for up and coming personal trainer of the year for the Exercise Industry Awards.
Exciting.
So I was doing that, and that finished at 1:30. So then here I am, and clients and stuff like that. But no in-person sessions because one of my clients was a close contact of the Christchurch case. It was like a third close contact, I would be.
Yeah.
So we're just waiting to see their results.
Yeah, good idea. Better to be safe than sorry.
Oh, absolutely. I couldn't live myself if I pass it on or something like that. So,
No, that's right. Right, I'll mute myself.
hi, Nikki. Thank you for joining in, to Yuki.
Hello.
How's it going? How's your day been?
Yeah, I'm doing well. I'm doing an NZBCF breast cancer fundraiser. So I'm doing a Zumba class every 3 hours for the next 24 hours.
Oh, awesome. Well, thank you for joining today.
Thank you.
I'll just give it a couple more minutes and then I'll get started. Right, we'll just crack on in. If people jump in, then they jump in. Thank you for you guys for supporting me, toe-talkering me. So I'll just get my share screen up and we'll bring the PowerPoint presentation up. I'm Jessee James. I am a personal trainer in Christchurch and one of the Christchurch ambassadors for the Personal Training Council of New Zealand. And exciting to have you jump on and check out this awesome webinar. And for those who've joined today, thank you very much. I'm just going to do a little share screen and we'll get the PowerPoint presentation up. See how tech savvy I am. Boom, there you go. Before we just crack on with it, if you do have any questions at all, please feel free to pop them in the chat box and we'll come to those at the end. And just make sure you stay on mute as well. And let's have a little bit of fun expanding our minds. So today's presentation is on wellness and a holistic approach to exercise. We're going to look at hauora, and that's well-being. So we have Te Whare Tapawhā as a model of health developed by the leading Māori health advocate, Sir Mason Dury, back in 1984. And it is a wharenui, a meeting house, as you'll see in the picture there, with 4 walls, each representing a different dimension of health. This is a philosophy that I utilise with all my clients and my own life as well. It's kind of like my key foundations for everything I do. So maybe you'll take something away and you'll want to utilise it yourself too. So we have our whare, Te Whare Tapawhā, and we have taha tinana, which is our physical well-being. So as a personal trainer, we know a lot about that sort of stuff. Now we come through to our taha wairua, which is our spiritual well-being. Our taha hingaro, and that's our mental and emotional well-being. And our taha whānau, that's our social well-being. So we're looking at the person in all aspects when I'm coming to train a client, because while they might have really strong physical well-being, they might work out all the time and have a lot of strength there and know exactly what they're doing in terms of their body, they might not necessarily feel so good in their mental and emotional space. So they'll lose one side of their roof. So you're not going to have a very secure house, and if a wind comes or the rain comes pouring down, if you don't have a roof or you're missing a wall. So that's the interpretation behind Te Whare Tapawhā. And when we're looking at our whānau, that's not just your immediate family, but they can also be those in your social circles, or even your colleagues as well. In terms of spiritual well-being, quite often people just think that's in base of your religion, but there's actually a lot more to your spiritual well-being. It's more what makes you you, your individual characteristics about yourself. And surprisingly enough, some people actually aren't sure of who they are. So if we can help and support them figuring out whoever they are and realizing that it's actually pretty cool to be you and unique. So we move through into our effects of well-being on performance. So we've had a look at those 4 walls. So we're going to have a think about how that affects our performance. So we have our taha tinana, so that's our physical well-being. So we're thinking about growth and development, how well we look after it, and food and substances that go into our body. And all of these aspects are going to affect our tinana, our physical well-being. We're going to look at, if you're eating McDonald's every single night of the week, and that's your favorite meal, while it might taste good to you, it's not necessarily giving you all that nutrients that you actually need to sustain a really healthy body. Just like if we could have a glass of wine, everyone loves a little tibble there and here and there. But if we're drinking bottles and bottles of wine a week, that's going to have a negative effect on our body too. So it's not just about our physical well-being in the sense of exercise is actually about what we're putting into nourish our bodies as well, and to take care of our bodies both externally and internally as well. So we're coming through to our taha wairua now. So that's the spiritual well-being. What makes you you? So that's breaking it down into your self-esteem, your self-worth, and your self-identity. I think personally, I found with a lot of clients myself that the taha wairua can be a real struggle for a lot of our clients, especially nowadays with social media, that can play a big part in people judging themselves and feeling like they're not up to scratch, or they're not like this person that they're seeing on the screen. So in terms of the taha wairua, it's giving that opportunity for the client, whoever it is, or even yourself, to look within and figure out who you are and what really drives you. And you might think that you know who you are, and you might think that actually I'm all good, there's no issue. But when you're breaking it down, you might actually go, oh, actually my self-esteem is not that good. When I'm looking in the mirror, I don't feel so good about myself. So what other people see and what I actually am, if you look at the picture I've got here of this gentleman, and what he actually sees in his reflection, you've got 3 different reflections there. So there's obviously a self-esteem issue there with them. So it's about working and supporting in that taha wairua space. We move through into taha hingaro, that's that mental and emotional well-being. So that's where we dive deeper. We're looking at those feelings, the thoughts, and communication as well. So being open to have those conversations with our clients or our peers, and not just ask, how you are and expect that they'll say good, or sometimes quite often nowadays people say, hi, how are you? But they'll keep walking past. It's actually taking that time to pause and engage and actively listen, because sometimes people don't necessarily say how they feel. It's in the silence or in the body language that you can pick up that maybe there's something going on in their mental and emotional space. Then you can dive a little bit deeper there and investigate and find out, what's actually going on with them. I've had one client myself, actually, well, I've had a few, but one recently that, was eating really well, had fantastic nutrition. They trained regularly, had a great training program, great sleep. They knew exactly who they were. However, they still weren't achieving the results that they were after. And then we dove a little bit deeper, had some real deep conversations, which did involve a few tears on their part, but that was more good tears because they actually were opening up and doing a little bit of self-reflection and self-realization, and realized that actually they weren't feeling so good in their mental health because of these trying times we're having right now. I mean, there's a lot of people being seriously tested with COVID, and so they hadn't actually recognized how much it was affecting them. They're quite a happy-go-lucky kind of person. Now, I'm all good, everything's fine. But when they actually sat down and took time, and thank goodness they felt comfortable enough to open up to me, they realized that they were actually really stressed, really worried about what the future looked like, and actually not really okay. And having that opportunity to sit down and talk about it helped them work through what was actually going on in their heads. Fast forward to now, well, they're achieving the results that they're after, and definitely still on that journey, but a hell of a lot better off now because they're actually in a better space in their mental and emotional well-being. And I think this one is right now is an aspect of everybody's well-being that is really being tested, especially in terms of New Zealand. Those that are living in Auckland, they're getting tested every day in terms of being in lockdown, and the stresses of supporting a family and trying to figure out work and things like that. So it's important for those people going through that time that they have opportunity to not only just sit down and just have a breath, but to talk to someone. Like I said, some people might not realize that they're going through a tough time. They might not necessarily be comfortable in the zone of talking about it, but at least if you provide them with a space and you let them know, hey, I'm here for you, let's just have a Zoom coffee or something and have a chat, they're more likely to let down those walls and let you in, so that they can offload a little bit off their worries. So that's that mental and emotional well-being. Now we move through into our taha whānau. So that's our social well-being. So that's when we're thinking about the care and compassion we have for others, a support system, a unique place that is yours, and a role which contributes to your identity. So you might find that in terms of personal training, that's very much who you are. You have slotted into there, and you kind of feel like you're at home. It could be IT. It doesn't have to be personal training, but that's a part of who you are. If you're finding that actually personal training, it's not really my thing, I'm not actually really happy doing it, I'm just going through the motions and doing it, that might be an opportunity for you to sit down and make a bit of a mind map and figure out, where you are sitting and where you'd like to be, and how you can make that happen, and making a space that is yours, and that is gonna fuel your soul, because at the end of the day, your life is your life, and you are exactly who you are, and how you journey through life is entirely up to you. It's like you get a deck of cards, and you figure out what game you're going to play and how you're going to deal with them. And the care and compassion we have for others, it can affect individuals in terms of like their mental and emotional well-being, your ability to be open to conversations and support other people. The care and compassion you have for others also says a lot about you. So it's more being able to listen to other people, communicate with other people, but also give them the opportunity to communicate too. And at the end of the day, the support systems, well, that's not just your family, like I talked about before, it's your colleagues, it's your friends, even your clients can actually be your support systems as personal training, because you work with people for a long period of time. Your clients sort of lead into being your friends, and you're there through their tough times, and you've been there to support them and uplift them and motivate them. And I think how we develop our relationships further with our clients is our ability to be open with them. Obviously, we don't air out all our dirty laundry, but there is a bit of give and take to create a trusting relationship. So there are times when you may be struggling too, and your client may be struggling, and so you actually opening out and sharing, I've had a tough week, I had a big argument with my missus, and she won't cook me any more eggs, might provide the opportunity for them to actually go, you know what, I can relate to that, this is what I've done this week. Kind of conversations like that. Maybe not the cooking eggs part, but give you an idea. Just go to the next, there we go. So we're coming back to our whare, so we can see it all together. And we've had the taha tinana, the physical well-being. So it's not just about the exercise, it's not just about working out those muscles and getting the gains. It's also about what we're putting into our body, what we're nourishing our body with. Hydration, eating, drinking, all those sort of things. Doesn't mean to say that we can't have a treat, can't have our little Pinot Grigio or our little vodka and whatever you have it with. It just means, working with moderation. That's my beliefs anyway. Everything in moderation, because you know what? For me, if I died tomorrow, at least I would die knowing I had that piece of chocolate cake that I really wanted. Doesn't mean to say I need the whole entire cake, though, just saying. We've got our taha wairua there as well. That's our, spiritual well-being, not just about your religion, but what makes you, you. Because you're pretty awesome. Taha hingaro, that's that mental and emotional well-being. We dove deep in that one there. Just can't run that home enough. and our taha whānau, our social well-being. So again, not just our family, but those that are in our circles. And yet, as you'll see again, if you're missing one of those walls or a roof or something like that, the rain is going to come in. Or if you think about it like a car, if you're missing a tire, you can't really drive safely on the road. It's about considering all those aspects so that we can provide the best support in terms of personal training for our clients, taking care of all and considering all the factors of their health and well-being. So if we look at some strategies and techniques to enhance your well-being, this one is from the Mental Health Foundation. So I don't know if you've seen this one before, but it's really cool. It's broken down into 5 points, the 5 ways to well-being. And these are 5 simple strategies that you can incorporate into your life and you'll feel the benefits. So that's give. So give your time, your words, your presence. Presence is a big one. Like I said, it's not just about opening up a conversation, but actually actively listening to someone. And in terms of your time, for me, when it comes to a client, it's not just about that session, we're doing a half hour here or something. It might be that actually they need to talk a bit longer. So we might, hey, let's go for a coffee. And I'm not charging them to come for a coffee with me. I'm just providing them just some of my time so that they can sit down and chat or not chat and just have some company. So I think you also need to be more aware as well as a trainer, as a person, not just focusing on what's right in front of you, but actually paying attention to a person. You can see in their body language or their tone, if there potentially is something going on. So giving them some of your time to sit down, while they might not open up, at least they've had some time out to hang out with you. And your words actually make a greater difference than you'll realize into a person's day. Actually saying to someone, you know what, you are awesome. You did a fantastic session. I love the energy you brought today. And I'm so proud of you. I make an effort as a trainer to tell my clients I'm so proud of them when they have achieved a goal that they came in to train in the gym outside of a session when they were feeling tired. I tell them I'm so proud of you doing so well, because they always say that it takes 7 positives to outweigh a negative, and a lot of our clients actually are quite hard on themselves, and so they hear a lot of negativity during the day. So when they're hearing that I'm proud of them, oh man, that's awesome, that just gives them that extra motivation, and that feel good feeling that I think we're all really after. If you think about be active is another one. So do what you can, enjoy what you do, move your mood. So it's not just about going into the gym. It could be just going for a walk. It could be hanging out with your dog, playing in the park. I think a big thing is about finding what excites you, or people finding what excites them. It's not just about going into the gym. A gym can be a very intimidating place, and it's also indoors. And sometimes, actually just going for a walk down at the beach, throwing some stones is what the soul needs. They're getting out, they're getting fresh air, and yeah, it's not in the gym, but hey, they're still moving, and it's going to lift the mood. It's going to take them away from whatever's going on, and they're going to be active in a different way. And there's absolutely nothing wrong with that. Having fun, I think, is my big thing as a trainer. As I always say to people, is make it fun, make it enjoyable. Because if it's not, and you hate it every time, most things we hate, we don't actually want to do, and we don't end up sustaining it. So you've got to find an element and enjoyment in it. Keep learning, embrace new experiences, see opportunities, surprise yourself. It's amazing when you learn something new. It could be that you learn how to do a push-up. Like, wow, who knew how to do a push-up like Superman? But hey, you can do it. And it's just about having that opportunity to have a little bit of a sense of achievement, because when we learn something new, we're having a new experience. It's going to open up our minds a little bit more, and will probably be, not everyone, but most people will be a little bit more inspired to go outside their comfort zone. Like, oh gosh, I learned how to say kia ora for example, in Māori, that's hello. Oh, that's quite cool. I can say kia ora. Or maybe I'll learn another word. So, people do little slow steps like that. Our clients do the same things at the gym. I couldn't do a squat. Oh, now I'm doing a squat. Oh, I'm going to add weights. Oh, I'm going to have a barbell. So it's just about having these little things that, yes, they're learning, and whatever that looks like in terms of the gym or words or activities, but that sense of achievement and success that keeps us striving to learn more. Connection. So talk, listen, be there, feel connected. So at the moment, obviously, in terms of lockdowns and stuff like that, connection is an area that it's quite hard to do, but it's about tapping into things like Zoom, WhatsApp, FaceTime, Facebook Messenger, Skype, Instagram calling. That's another one. Like, there are so many avenues of technology. While it's not the same as face-to-face or giving someone a hug, at least we have that option. And talking and listening could be that in terms of personal training, you might just, hey, any clients want to catch up for a coffee? We'll do a Zoom coffee. In real life, it might be that you have those coffees in person, but obviously you can still do it through Zoom because people like to feel connected. And it's quite isolating, quite lonely when you're by yourself at home and you have your family around you all the time. As much as you love your family, let's be honest, when we're stuck in isolation with them, they can, get on your nerves a little bit. So it's nice for your clients to have the opportunity to talk to a friendly, familiar, motivating face that is you. And it could just be having a Zoom coffee or going to a cafe, things like that, because they still have that connection. Take notice. Remember the simple things that give you joy. Could be dancing around after you've had a shower, dancing around naked in front of the mirror. If that makes you feel good, then do that. I wouldn't recommend walking down the street and doing it. You might give people a few heart attacks and stuff like that. But if that brings you joy, then do that. If painting brings you joy, then do that. If exercising brings you joy and you love burpees, saying most people don't love burpees, but do that. Find something that gives you joy. And if it comes into your workout and you hate burpees and hate squats, but you love boxing, then incorporate some boxing in there so that you're having some joy. Your clients, again, same thing, incorporate things that give them joy, because if people are having joy, just like yourself as a trainer, if you're having fun, you're more likely to go back. It's like a date. If you are dating, or you were dating at some stage, I'm sure you're all dating, and you've gone on a date with someone, it's, your first date, you're all excited, and you sat down, you had a bit of a chat, and then it's boring. There's not much conversation. You've got not much in common. It's not really fun. It's not joyful, is it? So you probably move on and you go find your next date that, oh, they're exciting. They like to go adventure climbing. I like that too. It's like that with life. Same thing. Exercise. Find things that you have joy for, or make them enjoyable. Let's get creative. So there's our 5 ways to well-being. Pretty sure all you took away from that is running in the street naked, but that's fine. So continuing with our strategies to enhance your well-being, we've got our breathing, our mindfulness, being in the present moment, start your day with intention. We've got journaling, preparation, and learning. So we're just going to break them down. So in terms of breathing, there are a lot of different breathing techniques out there that you can do your research on, but there's one that I like to use with my clients, and it's just the 3-second breath. So you're breathing in, so you're going to hold one side of your nose, you breathe in for 3 seconds, and then you hold for 3 seconds, and then you switch sides and you breathe out your nose for 3 seconds, and you hold on the out for 3 seconds. And we do that 3 times. So there's that one, because you're holding one side of your nose, the oxygen is going in your nose right up to your brain, and you're breathing out that oxygen on the opposite side of your nose. There is the other breathing technique that I use, where you're breathing in through your nose, so you're still doing the 3 seconds, both sides of your nose this time, and breathing out through your mouth. So in the breathing, we're getting all that oxygen in, that lovely nutrient oxygen filling up our lungs, but it's also giving our clients time to connect back with themselves, and time just to slow down. And you'll find as you're breathing, if your heart was racing, it'll begin to slow down and things just don't seem so crazy around you. So if you're finding that, oh, stuff is a bit full on, take 3 seconds, 3 times 5, 15, so like a minute. Take a minute out of your day just to sit there and just have some breathing techniques, and that'll just put you into a sense of calm. Mindfulness, being present in the moment. So that's it depends on who you are, because there's lots of different ways that you can incorporate mindfulness or do mindfulness. For some people, it's through meditation. So you might sit there and do some meditation first thing when you wake up or throughout the day. It doesn't have to be for long periods. It could only be, you sit there for 5 minutes and just do some meditation. So you're thinking about your breathing. You've got some relaxing music on. That could be your mindfulness period. It might be that you go and you sit at the beach and you're just watching the waves and just letting yourself calm. That could be your mindfulness space. It might be that music helps you relax and helps you come down. So you put some music on and you might lie on your bed or couch or floor, whatever you like, and you just have 5-10 minutes and you are tuning into the sounds of that music. And as you're tuning into that, you're tuning into the sounds of your breathing, and it helps you come back and center with you. So center in yourself, because in life, especially now, things are a bit crazy and there's a whole lot of noise around us. So it's important that we do find some time to just come back in and help ourselves be okay. Starting your day with intention. So that's another option that some people might like to do. So you wake up, you make a plan for your day. That could be that today I am going to do a pull-up in terms of exercise. So that could be your intention for the day. If you're working towards that, it's a really good goal. But if you have never done a pull-up, it's quite a vast one to have. It could be that today I am going to talk to a stranger and ask them how their day was. So you make some plans for yourself for that day so that you have some intention, some direction in your day. Journaling is another one that, there's a little technical little thing there. We'll just go back to that one there. Excuse my non-tech savviness. So journaling is another one that some people choose to do as well. And that can be as big as you want it or as small as you want it, really. That could be in terms of what your goals are for training, your 6-week plan, your 10-week plan. It could break it down and what is your goals are for the week. Some people find this is a really good option to have some focus and some direction. In terms of journaling, you could have some of the stuff I do with my clients is they start the day off and they need to write 5 things that they want to achieve in that day. Whatever that is up to them, but it could be for some of the clients it's quite hard for them to get out and interact with people, so it might be that they have a conversation with a stranger, that they call one of their close family members and check in with them, that they are going to go to the gym and do their workout, that they're going to drink at least 1 litre of water. Things like this can be great. And then, or it could be that when you come back at the end of your day and you sit down, you go, what are 5 awesome things that happened today? And you write those down. What's a highlight of my day? And you write it down. And what's the best, what's a really cool interaction, conversation I had with someone? So it means that clients have, and people really in general can utilize this, they have something that they can look at and break down their day and go, oh, actually my day was really awesome. I forgot that I had this cool conversation with Brett about his new puppy. And I got to play with the puppy as well. That was pretty fun. I think, like I said before, it takes 7 positives to outweigh negatives. So in our days and people's days, a lot of stuff just happens in the noise, and people forget all the positive moments they've had, or, you know, the cool conversations. So having the opportunity to write it in a journal and keep sort of like track of it helps them to have a little bit of celebration at nighttime when they come home that they might have not had else at all. And preparation, that can be as vast or as little as you want. That could be the meal prep on the weekend for the week. That could be the night before, preparing your breakfast and your lunch for the next day. In terms of your clients doing that, it could be that your clients, you know, prepare their gym bag the night before, so that means they get into the gym in the morning because they really struggle with a morning workout and it's just hard to get organized, so they can just get up and go. So these are different techniques that you can utilize with your client to help them better prepare for success, because at the end of the day, that's what we want everyone to prepare for, is success. We want our clients to be successful, and want people in general to be successful. So if we can help them in any way possible to prepare for that, it's going to make it more likely that they're going to achieve those goals, and you're going to remove those barriers. And, you know, as we know, after a few weeks of a client being in a habit, you know, then it builds up, and that's the normal for them. So after the, you know, 2 or 3 weeks, they've gotten up early because they've prepared the night before. So now they're like, oh, I can go to the gym tomorrow. It's awesome. And they're more likely to stick to it because you've helped them with their preparation. They've gotten to the routine, and now it's just a part of their normal day-to-day life. And learning as well, I think is really important. So in terms of your own learning, so your own self-development as a trainer, you know, that's constant. We're always learning, and if you're not, get on that, because it's really important that we're providing the best possible support and guidance to our clients, and that's about keeping obviously relevant and current, but also aware of everything that's out there, not just in personal training, but in general, that we can do to help and support them to be successful. And supporting your clients with their learning as well. You know, as a trainer, we don't want them just to come into a session, do a workout with you and leave. We want them to be set up so that they can work out outside of our sessions as well, and so that they feel confident in those movements, because as we know, there is any time wherever you could be in a Zoom workout session rather than a face-to-face workout session, and it's a lot more successful for them on the other end of Zoom if you've set them up well in terms of body movement. So if they know how to do a squat, for example, because you've kept them learning that in the gym face-to-face, then you can chuck them in a Zoom session and they'll be all good to go. And so that is the end of the slideshow there. We'll just click the link button. And that is the end of my presentation for today. And I'm going to open the floor up if anyone does have any questions. Feel free to put them in the chat box. No questions or anything from anyone? Oh, wonderful. Well, thank you for coming along today. It was awesome to have you, and hopefully you took a few little nuggets away from that outside of running around naked. And we'll catch you for the next one.
Thanks, Jessee. That was really awesome.
Oh, thank you. Kia ora, everyone.
Yeah, thanks, Jessee.
Thank you. Ka kite.